Going to be taking the dents out of this pipe. We got the Hydraforce kit. Got the big end hooked up. See some pretty good dents in the header pipe here, or where it connects to the exhaust flange. Some pretty nice dents out here. There's the Hydraforce unit here. I'm gonna fill it up with water and give it a go. Okay, first step is we're gonna fill this up with water. You gotta fill the entire pipe. They want you to get all the air bubbles out of the pipe. There we go. Looks like we're full. Okay, we lost a little bit of water when I moved it, so I'm going to go ahead and fill up. There we go. So you can see the big end essentially clamps on to the flange and then tightens. The hose is connected to the main part of the pump. They've said to use about up to 700 psi for a modern pipe. They said 300 or 400 psi in an old pipe might have the capacity to split it. The hardware on this thing is very, very nice. First time I've used it. Here's the small end clamp, and at the end here you see a bolt that basically acts as a way to purge the system. So we're going to go ahead and attach that. Put that in. Tighten it. They give you a wrench. Tighten it pretty nicely. Another wrench. This looks like the O-ring essentially makes the seal, and this has a collet style clamp. Clamps onto the pipe. I don't know how. At this point, all we should be doing is pumping water through the hoses, purging the hoses out, and the entire way into the pipe. So you can see the water's actually coming out, which means we should have the pipe completely full. They're still at zero pressure. Let's go ahead and put that nut back in. Let's see if it'll purge with the nut. Actually building a little pressure now, so I'm going to tighten that nut up. Okay, the nut is tight. The entire system is tight. So now we're going to go ahead and start pumping this. Okay, we got everything prepped. We got some water in the reservoir here. No pressure built yet. We should be purged, and we're going to watch this thing go. As you can see, I'm building a little pressure, about 50 psi. I can literally see the pipe moving. If you can get a view of that. Looks like it's moving out there. It's mostly twisting at this point. Oh, that is pretty cool. We're at about 250 psi. Check that over here. We had a really good dent over here. Looks like some of those have popped out already. Really nice dent over here. Let's see if we see any action on that thing. Got a little bit of hissing here, might be losing a little water, some air. We're at about just coming up on 400 psi. Definitely some effort on the lever. You can really hear the pipe. Oh boy, you can hear that thing. We're at about 500 psi. So most of the dents have already come out. We got this guy here, which is pretty healthy. The dents on the outsides look like they have all come out to the point where I can barely tell where they were. The dent and kink on the neck here have definitely improved greatly, but still you can see a dent here. I am at 500 psi. I'll push it a little bit further. They recommended a max of 700 for a healthy pipe. Oh, you can really hear that pipe. Okay, I think that might be about as good as we're gonna get. I can literally hear the pipe. Let's check our dents out here. So boy, we look really good everywhere except for that one pipe dent right here. But it's 100% improved in that area, so we're gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna bleed pressure and see what happens here. Pretty anticlimactic. No air means just a little bit of water coming out. If you can see it, I'm going to bleed pressure one more time. Watch that neck change shape as I'm pumping. Didn't move much, nowhere near as much as when it originally did, but this time, interestingly enough, I came to the same 600 psi very quickly because there wasn't much of the pipe to actually push out. Don't see any leaks. It means the pipe's tight, which is great. I think I'm going to stop there. Bleed one more time. It's very interesting how you can see that neck move. I'm going to do that one more time. See that neck moving? And you can see it retract as I take the pressure off. Whole pipe actually moves a bit. Pretty interesting. Alright, just cleaned up the pipe, remounted it. Everything looks pretty good. A couple of the mounts were a little bit difficult. Had to stretch some of the rubber to get them to get back on them, but overall everything fit. Fit on the stinger rubber connector thingy pretty well. This guy was a little difficult to get on, not to mention I lost the screw somewhere. Bottom one wasn't too bad, but overall it looks like it fit pretty well here. That looks flush. I'm going to give it a test run real quick here and make sure it's not leaking at the exhaust flange.